Ever since Microsoft released the Xbox Elite wireless controller, many third-party manufacturers have offered similar products, but when it comes to the Sony PlayStation 4, your options are limited because they haven't launched any upgraded versions of the DualShock 4 since. So now that this console generation is coming to an end, it's unlikely there will be any surprises. Luckily, companies like Razer, Astro, and Nikon releases products that support the PlayStation 4. The Astro C40 TR is tailor-made for professional PS4 and PC gamers, sporting a sturdy design that you could customize to your playstyle thanks to the variety of swappable components and a wide array of software customization options. While this controller has some of the disadvantages which I will touch upon soon, the Astro C40 is one of the best high-end gamepads I've tested. Firstly, let's go ahead and talk about the design. And off the bat, just look at it. Let me know your thoughts down below in the description, but I truly love this design. As my friends would say, this controller looks sturdy, and I agree with them. It's not as flashy as the Scuff due to its semi-industrial look, coming in at 11 ounces. Before you ever lay hands on it, the C40 TR sets itself apart from the usual crop of third-party gamepads. At its $300 price tag here in Canada, it has no choice. Unboxing was a dream. It's like opening up a new smartphone or a pair of high-end headphones. There's no blister packaging or flimsy cardstock here. The packaging is heavy, thick, matte and glossy, classy and understated. When you lift up the matte finished box, you'll find the controller laying in its padded clamshell carrying case, black with details picked out in red and grey. The PlayStation logo on the power button serves as a reminder of PC/PS4 gamepad, dual purpose, and pedigree. The Astro C40 TR borrows some of the best design elements from the official controller from the Xbox One and the PS4. The black and red design makes the C40 feels like a dark mode version of the standard Xbox One gamepad, with almost the same exact profile and shape. The joystick layout where both sticks are on the bottom mimics the controller from the DualShock 4. The C40 has all the buttons, sticks, and triggers you'd expect from a standard PS4 controller, including a touchpad. It also sports two rear-facing back buttons that you could program to mimic any standard button you choose. Just above those buttons, you'll find two mechanical switches that toggled on the built-in trigger stops, turning standard trigger buttons into hair triggers you barely have to press. Suitable for Twitch fast response times, they're perfect for tense games like "oh no, I didn't see that guy" moments in games like Destiny 2 or Fortnite. Sometimes an extra millisecond is all you need to stay alive. There's also dedicated switches for changing onboard profiles and swapping between wireless and wired mode. The controller offers tons of customization options before you even dive into its software. And yes, this has a software that you could go in and tweak all the settings, sensitivity, stuff like that. But don't worry guys, we'll get into the details. Programming the two rear input is easy as holding down a button on the back, tapping the rear button you want to map, and then pressing the face button you'd like to mimic. Better yet, you could remove the controller's front plate to change out the placement of the D-pad and analog sticks, allowing you to create an Xbox-style controller which a lot of people love. Swapping out different modules is pretty easy as it comes with tools to operate successfully. If you want to switch around the button layouts, you'd have to unscrew the 4 hex screws and then arrange the modules how you'd like to play. If you just want to change the thumbsticks or caps, or even the D-pad, Astro includes a variety of convex and concave options with different heights, as well as a smoother D-pad option. You can do all that by simply snapping them off each stick. The C40 TR has fewer back buttons though than some of its competition at just 2, but even for hardcore players like myself, it should be enough. The nice thing about the back paddles on the C40 is that they're not really even a back paddle. They're built right into the molding of the controller, so it's definitely a smooth, clicky button. They don't look like sticks hanging off the controller, for example the Scuff Vantage or the Xbox One Elite controller. No hate, but the back buttons fit right with the design, resting where the middle of it rests just on the middle of your middle finger right here. So gaming is it's phenomenal, it's seamless, and I definitely like the buttons rather than paddles at the back because it's just more ergonomic, and it feels natural, feels at home. I know some of you guys might be wondering, okay Shevon, what comes with the controller? It costs $300 Canadian, so what does it come with? Like most high-end gaming controllers, the C40 includes a sturdy travel case which stores the gamepad and a 6.5-inch or 6.5-foot micro USB cable, and yes, I repeat, a micro USB cable. I still don't know why companies just don't start shipping everything with USB-C, but let's not get off topic here. So yeah, the case fits everything that's included with this controller. Now, since we talked about the design and basically what the case comes with and the packaging and everything, it's now time to talk about my favorite part of this controller, and it's the customization options, which is probably the selling point for this controller over its competitors. Now, while you could swap out modules and program the C40's rear input right out of the box, that's just the scratching on the surface of how truly customizable the controller is. The Astro C40 TR configuration software for PC or Mac is incredibly robust, allowing you to remap almost every single button on the controller and save an infinite number of profiles, even though you could only load 2 onto the C40 at a time. If you really want to fine-tune things, you could adjust the sensitivity of the thumbsticks and triggers to an insanely granular degree. You can even test your sensitivity options right in the app, allowing you to see exactly how you stick, and the trigger pressure will register in-game. Other neat features include an audio menu with a full equalizer and option for adjusting mic output, side tone, and the pad's built-in speaker volume. And yes, it has a built-in speaker, which is amazing. You can also adjust the intensity of the pad's rumble on both left and right sides, or completely turn it off like I did. I'm not really a big fan of vibrations on a controller. And also you could change the brightness of the pad's front-facing LED light, but turning it down would probably save some battery life. The only disappointment right here is that Astro doesn't allow reprogramming of the touchpad or the back triggers, which is kinda annoying. On the PS4, the touchpad will default to its normal function, but on the PC, it's literally worthless. Given just how customizable the rest of the controller is, this is definitely a big letdown for me personally. Another hiccup is that the C40 TR has wireless and wired mode, but the wired port on the controller is limiting. The micro USB cable included with the controller fits fine, but a number of other micro USB cables I had lying around the house were not narrow enough. The passage required to reach the USB port is supposed to be there for protection of the hardware, but I think Astro may have just slightly gone overboard with the protection here. Sometimes I can't even fit the dedicated cable into the port without struggling. I know I could just play wireless, but I just think wired is better in my opinion. In order to play wireless, you have to plug in the included USB dongle that comes with the box to fit your PS4 or PC, and it works flawlessly. These issues are obviously minor, and it can be easily triumphed by the overall design and functionality of the C40s. It is one of the finest pieces of gaming controller I've ever tested, setting a new high-end standard for controllers. Whether it's worth that $300 price tags, that's depending on your student loan debt and your rent every month, or your phone bill, or buying food every day like some people do, including me, which is not good. I probably need to learn how to cook. So we spoke about the design, the unboxing, the customization. Now let's talk about the performance of this controller. And goddamn, it took me almost a week to get used to jumping with the back pedals and stuff like that, especially in Fortnite where it's just crazy with the builds and everything. But the performance has been top tier. Newcomers to the high-end controller market will likely wonder why anyone would spend this much for a controller that can't do your laundry, but the short answer is competitive advantage. Most competitive controller feature back pedals that allows players to keep their fingers on the analog sticks and triggers at all times. For example, let's say you have to hit like a face button, for example triangle, box, or X, or just basically to reload your gun or interact with anything in game. That split second where your thumb is moving from the right analog stick to a face button is the moment that someone could just turn the corner and kill you. So that split second of having both of your thumbs on the analog stick while performing other tasks with the back pedals may let you win a game in competitive, or you could clutch up, because some people play Fortnite for over millions of dollars, and you need that competitive edge because PC players have look at this. This is what PC players are using. You see this right here? They're using this. there's tons of buttons you could use on this. So having that competitive advantage with the controller is definitely needed. I personally bought these to improve at COD, Apex, and Fortnite. These games are highly competitive with PC players using over 100 different keybinds, and I repeat, yes, they're doing it. And they're doing stuff that no regular controller player can do, or even if you're playing claw, which I don't like, because playing claw, you have to like bend your fingers up like this, and probably in the long, can you focus, please? Your fingers look like this, you're gonna sit there for hours. Probably in the long run you lose a couple fingers. It's not a big deal, you just lose a couple fingers, but I don't want to lose my fingers, so I'm definitely not playing claw. So yeah, this is why I needed this controller, because I will not be playing claw, I will not be playing keyboard and mouse because of my love for controllers. So I definitely needed this competitive advantage. And oh yeah, the jump shots I'm hitting now is just ridiculous. At times I find myself jumping a bit too much though, so I need to work on that. You could set the back buttons to any keybind that was hard to press while keeping your thumbs on the analog sticks, and I assure you that you will see an improvement with your gameplay. Now here's a question for PS4 owners out there. How do you turn on your console? Let's take a second to think about this. How do you turn on your console with your PS4 controller? Alright, where's my PS4 controller? So normally with a PS4 controller, you'd press this button right here. I don't know why it's not focusing on me, but you'd press this button to turn it on. Now you'd think that's the same thing with these Astro C40s, right? You'd think you just press this button to turn it on. No, that's not the case right here, boys and girls, e-girls. You can't even press this button to turn on your PS4, which is a huge letdown and a huge opportunity missed. Now I think the reason you can't do that is because of the software that's been used to make this, because this is a licensed product. They didn't use the same software and motherboard that was used from the DualShock like Scuff and other like competitors, right? Which is not a bad thing, but I'm just saying, I paid $300 for this and I still have to use this $60 controller to turn on my PS4, which is just not good. So yeah, like they really need to work on that, because if I'm paying $300 for this controller, I'm supposed to be able to turn on my game with the controller. That's just all I'm saying. I'm not really someone too fussy about that though, because I play most of my games on my PC, so I have it plugged in wirelessly and it's not a big deal. But I can just see how it's gonna be a big deal for people who solely play on a PS4 or any console at all. Like, this button is dead, it's pointless. And woo, this has been an interesting review. Now before I wrap things up, I'm just gonna give my last thoughts, my final impressions on this thing. So if I'm going to pay $300 for a controller, I want it to be the only PC or PS4 controller I need. When I'm playing games, the Astro C40 TR is better than the DualShock 4 in every imaginable way. It's also phenomenal as a PC controller, but it can't turn on the PS4. My old DualShock 4 is always there with me to tag along like the little brother, and I can't use the touchpad on PC, which I play like most of my games on, so it's kind of pointless to me since I use touchpad edits on Fortnite. A lot of people asked if you could use Kontrol Freeks with this thing, and the answer is yes, you can use Kontrol Freeks, and also you could use my code SHEVI7 at checkout on any Kontrol Freeks product to get a huge discount on checkout. It's not that huge, but support your boy. If you're looking for a stylish, crazy customizable PC/PS4 controller and you don't mind spending money on it, you can't do much better than the C40 TR. It's the best out there when it comes to reliability and performance. Just don't throw out your standard DualShock 4 yet. It has a long life ahead of it because of its dedicated power button. Or you'll have to get up off your couch every minute and turn your game on, which is kind of annoying, but I guess it's just exercise because it's summer 2019. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you're new, subscribe, drop a like, and always love, peace, and tweaks. Signing out.